Welcome to OSM, Operation Safe Mode, Rerun Tuesday. Every once in a while when I have nothing else to do, I go back and look at the old OSM videos. We showed on Rerun Tuesday our tribute to moms making cards. And when I looked at our tribute to the fathers, it reminded me how important it is to have a shout out to those who helped us be formed in the faith. And this is one that ties and pirate games for me has always been the two things that make me remember how special my own father was. So right after this short message from our sponsor, we will begin our Rerun Tuesday from last Father's Day, a tribute to our dads. Welcome to OSM, Operation Safe Mode, praying for a cure. Peace be with you. You're probably wondering why I was tying my tie over top of my pirate jersey, but this is a special episode to honor our fathers. And my father taught me many things. The two things that I'll always remember about my dad is neckties and, of course, the pirates. Often we prepare for Mother's Day in a very special way. We think of how can we honor mom's great love, how often we've disrespected her love by not always being the best child. And we make cards for them, we show them how much we love them. But when you go to the store to buy Father's Day cards, it's hardly ever very respectful. Usually we're talking about dad golfing too much, or sleeping in his lounge chair too much, or yelling about leaving the lights on, or he's a great fisherman, or he's a great builder. All these things kind of talk about what a dad is, but my father was none of those things. My father never fished, never was a golfer. Yeah, he did yell about leaving the lights on, I can't lie about that. He wasn't a carpenter. My father had two tools in his toolkit. It was a hammer and a screwdriver, and he didn't know the difference between the two. But my father taught me a lot of things, as you know, of course, very much about my faith. But today I just want to talk about my necktie and my pirates. My father, when I think of my father, and I think of fathers when I was growing up, it was always an act of respect. And one year, when I was about 9 years old, I asked my mom if I could buy my father a Father's Day cake. Now, of course, I wasn't paying for it, but we went into the bakery and I picked one out. There was different ones there. I picked one out that had just a shirt and tie, and it said Happy Father's Day. And I chose that one because that's what I always thought about my father, as the man who went to work, you know, worked in the bank and would come home, and when he'd come home he would take off his tie, and that would be the end of the day. And hopefully when he took off his tie and he came home for the end of the day, my mom wasn't going to have to tell him anything that I did that maybe would make him reach for his belt. But also I went to Catholic school, and my father taught me how to tie a tie. And I used to tie my tie every day going to school. In fact, I even tied 2 ties every day because my brother Bob never bothered to learn how to do so. And I also credit my father for my vocation. Not so much just because of the spirituality he taught, but one day he continued to say, you have to learn how to tie a tie because you're going to do that for the rest of your life. So I was tying my tie once, the last day of school, my senior year in high school, and I said, I will never wear a tie again. Of course I haven't, because I wear a collar instead. But that's just the act of respect that I really think when I think of my father. My father taught me to love baseball because it taught him so much about life. My father would always say, "Johnny, do you know why I love baseball?" "Why is that, Dad?" "Because they're playing again tomorrow." And isn't that what our lives are about? It's about learning from success as well as failures, and then playing again tomorrow the best that we can. So dads, I know we like to make fun of you. All the cards do so. We kid and joke with you, and perhaps maybe your best present from us is to allow you to sleep in your chair all day long. But I wrote a poem some years ago about fathers, and I would like to share that poem with you today because I feel that it really honors our dads and the respect for which they deserve. A father is to go to work all day and come home not tired. A father is to teach his children how to play sports, but not be the ever-knowing coach. A father is to reach for his belt, but never use it. A father is to have pockets with silver linings while his shoes have holes in them. A father is to give advice, but allow their children to think for themselves and forever refrain from saying, "I told you so." A father is to teach you how to drive and pretend he's not afraid of being killed in the process. A father must know when to take off the training wheels and pray that the timing was right. A father is expected to give the evil eye to all potential husbands, only to eventually walk his daughter down the aisle and give her away. A father must demand respect, but be able to laugh at himself. A father is to do these things and much more. God the Father is all-knowing, while Father is to know best. He must live this balancing act and expect no more praise than being called Dad. I hope that honors you, Dad, all dads, because this is how your children feel about you. We may tease you, we may laugh at you, but we certainly need you to be a part of our lives to help us to grow up, because tomorrow is another day, and we hope to play better because of your name.
I know that you can no longer share Father's Day with your dad. If your father was here today, what do you think he would say to you?
Yeah, if my dad was still with me, I know for sure, as he always did on Father's Day, because so often we shared the same day. My birthday was usually around Father's Day weekend, and sometimes on the very same day, so we shared that day. And it was a day not only of being a father, but he was very proud of being the father of me. So if my dad was here, he would certainly say, "John, I'm very proud of you." And then he would also say, "You really need a haircut."
What would you say to Dad if he was still with you?
Yeah, I think I would just simply, say to my dad what we always talked about on Father's Day. I'd say, "Hey Dad, what about the Pirates? Good news and bad news, huh? So far this year, the good news is the Pirates haven't lost. But the bad news is they're only playing .500 baseball." Just a reminder that just as we honored our mothers with a memorial candle, we will be honoring our fathers in the same way this year as well. So if you would like to have a candle lit for your father, deceased or still living, please send the information to fathersdaycandle@gmail.com. I would like to know the father's name or grandfather's name, so Father Roniel and I can remember them in our prayers, and especially at Mass. And if you want to candle it at Immaculate Conception or at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. Our fathers are very special to us. Those who have gone before us, I'm sure, were forged into holy men through the lives that they lived and the times that they endured. So let us imitate those men by knowing that we too are called to be saints in these difficult times and while we stay safe in the Lord. Watching the video reminded me how much I miss my own father, who has been gone now, especially during baseball season. His last favorite player was Adam Frazier, and Adam continues to play very well. And while I was praying the other day, I said to my dad, well, it looks like Adam will be playing for some other team soon because he's just too good for our Buccos. I will be lighting a memorial candle for my own father, and I'm encouraging you, if you have not yet sent in your order for candles for your fathers for our display, it's not too late at this time. Remember, for fathers who are still living, we're offering the blue candles, and as a memorial, the red candles. They are $5. We need to know the names of your fathers and grandfathers, whether they are living or deceased, and what parish church you would like the candles to be lit. The money can be sent to either parish office or dropped in the collection basket. Remember, our churches are open during the day, so you can come and pray as well as see the display that will be made. But more importantly, let's try to make Father's Day, June 20th, the first day for many of you to return face to face. So remember that it is in times like these that we are forged into saints, remembering those who honor St. Joseph by being the dads that they are.